Hello again, welcome back for episode 3 of Cake Tips. I want to apologize in advance, I'm not really feeling too well, so I don't want to talk too much. I'm going to try to make this one really quick, and I have to go do some shit too, so I'm not going to be answering questions this week, it's my bad. I also forgot to ask on my Facebook page in advance. So I'm just going to show you guys 2 tips, and that will do it for this episode. Alright, so this first thing is basically if you play B as a CT and you need to rotate over to A and try to take back the box site. If you can get out of library and into Moto Pit, there's a really great way to clear the back of sight. It's more to actually kill someone that's in the back of sight if you think that there's a T there than to clear it, but I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. Basically, let me just put my bot over here in the corner. Oops, I stepped up there. Alright, so let's say that there's a T in the back of sight, and we're just going to assume that there's one next to the box, just like CakeBot is right now. If I jump over here, you can see he's just hanging out behind there. He's not that's a fake bot, he just kind of sits there. What you can do is, if you can get into mini pit, there's a span you can align up, and it's right down here. As you can see, I just did a little bit of damage to him. And what you do basically is you run all the way into this corner of mini pit. If you're afraid of being exposed to, a balcony peak or a big pit peak, you can just crouch right into it. They're not going to be able to see you. And you just kind of need to align your crosshair so that it's not on the box and not too far to the right. But, if this first initial box wasn't there, would your crosshair be on a person if they were touching that back box? And the answer is yes, where my crosshair is right now. So all you do once you're here, you've positioned your body in the corner of mini pit and you've positioned your crosshair towards where you want to try to gamble and try to do some damage. All you do is crouch, and you make sure that you're not hitting this top part of the mini pit, and you're only hitting this bottom wall of the mini pit, because it's got to go through this part of the wall, through the floor, and then it's basically hitting the T in the shins. And if you try to shoot through this upper bit, it's not going to work. So you're going to just kind of align your crosshair as best you can. Take a couple of shots, and you can hear the hits. I mean, even if you want to just tap check it and see if there's a person there, like I heard the hit, so I can just continue to spam. That's fine too. You can use it as just a quick way to see if anyone's in that back part of the site. So say that there isn't a T here when you do the check, but you know there's one back site. The T might be in this back corner. So there's 2 things you can do with that. The first one is you can just kind of stand up here, even though you can't see him, you can put some hints that way. Or also, if you hit this line where those 2 parts of the wall meet, I'll try to do it really quick. Okay. If you just pull out from this spot and you go over here a little bit, you can do the same thing in between, where those walls meet. So those are 3 ways to check 2 different spots in back of A. Alright, so the last thing I want to show you guys real quick is super easy, super simple. It's exactly like the Inferno apartment thing that I showed you with the nades. This corner is really great for doing that same kind of a trick as well, for hiding and letting people walk out and not checking a spot that no one would really ever check, because it's not really a spot. And basically you should only do it if you haven't been playing aggressive at long, if the T's know that as a long player you've been maybe up more towards by plat and not playing in your pit and not as aggressively. So just to mix things up for one round, you could just push up and do this real quick. All you do is you duck in this little corner, and you look basically just under that big window thing. If you look a little bit to the left, I used to say look right at the corner for shadow. I think it's sometimes if you can get a little bit more visible depending on what CT model you picked. But if you look a little bit more to the right, I find that with all models it's a little bit better. Again, I don't have my HLTV set up quite yet. I'm still working on that. But once I get that, I'll be able to show you a free look of how well this works. But just, know that it works. Especially if you have a teammate come up with a smoke or whatever. He throws a smoke right here for you, and then you can just get in this spot. And then if he makes presence, if the guy that smokes for you maybe throws, maybe throws like a flash or something, and then spamming and runs away. Spamming and running away is a great way for your teammate to leave you in a gay spot. So it's better to do it with a teammate, but even if you do it yourself, you can just do a flash. I don't have a nade anymore, but get in a spot and use a nade. Again, sorry, this one's just those 2 tips. I'm really not feeling that well and I have to go do some stuff. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to answer questions right now, but I think that Inferno spam clear is really great. So thanks for watching. Again, I hope you saw something you didn't already know, and I'll see you next week.